ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another video on my channel. And today I'm here with another Formula 1 reactions video. I don't know if you can spot that in the background. Hold on, see if I can get closer. Max Verstappen wins the Malaysian Grand Prix, the final Malaysian Grand Prix. I'm not entirely sure why it's the final one, but it is the final one. They've been going there since 1999 and they will not be returning, unfortunately. But let's get started on my opinions on the race. I noticed, apologies to the person I didn't reply to in the last video. I've been really busy at the moment. About my lucky Lewis Hamilton claims, and he was like completely wrong apparently. He was saying I was wrong. But he can say I was wrong this week. Come on. I mean, Vettel has a malfunction of the car, engine changed, and then he had something else go wrong. I don't know if they ever said what went wrong, because I didn't watch the qualifying. And then Kimi Raikkonen qualifies second place. Not like you think that's enough luck for Hamilton. Kimi Raikkonen qualifies second and then doesn't start the race because there's a problem with his car. And then Lewis Hamilton has just a blank second place beside him. It's just... I don't know how more lucky this man can get. He didn't have the pace of the Ferrari or Vettel today. He didn't have the pace of the Red Bulls. Hence why Max overtook him and won the race. Which, congratulations to Verstappen. Absolutely fantastic drive. But if Lewis had Sebastian up there with him, Sebastian Vettel started 20th and finished 4th. That says it all. If Vettel started at the front, he would have smashed the race, won the race, and disappeared into the distance. And then Lewis might have had 3rd or 4th if Kimi started. But Hamilton had no pace today. He was basically... He didn't even have the pace of Ricciardo. Ricciardo just slipped off at one point. And he lucked his way into second place. It's very frustrating. I should be supporting the Brit, but I really don't like Hamilton, if I'm honest with you. He's a good driver, but he's not as good as people make him out to be. And it's extremely frustrating what's happened in this race. He's got so damn lucky. It's just... I don't get how he can get so much luck. Yes, I know the luck was against him last season. Yes, I know Rosberg won the World Championship because of a performance in Malaysia where basically the engine of Hamilton's decided just to go up. But today it just seems like all the luck and all the things are pointing towards Lewis Hamilton winning the World Championship. And Seb's had the better season. Seb's been a better driver this year. But he's just been unfortunate. He's had issues with the car. He's had like collisions like in the Singapore Grand Prix, the last race. And it's just, I wish that Sebastian had a chance to qualify yesterday and Kimi had a chance to race today, and then we would have seen a true race. Yes, don't get me wrong, it was a good race, but it was basically Lewis should not have been in the top 3. He didn't have the pace. He would have been 4th or 5th. But, you know, it's a bit disappointed. But yeah, that's enough talking about Lewis Hamilton for a minute. Let's talk about a fellow Brit in the race, Jolyon Palmer. Now, Palmer's not a good driver. Let's go there. Palmer is not a good driver. He's lost his Renault seat for next season to Carlos Sainz already. And today he decided to... Well, I think he span on his own once. Then span again, I think the same or the next lap. And then just drove around pointlessly slow and just got in everybody's way. He was completely useless. He just wasn't good enough, really, guys. He wasn't good enough. And yeah, if you look at his accolades outside of F1, yeah, they're good. But he isn't an F1 driver. He's in the F1 field, but He has no ability compared to the rest. You mean to tell me that drivers like Jean-Eric Verne, who was pushed out of the sport, and drivers like um, Sebastian Buemi, people like that, you mean to tell Paul di Resta, you mean to tell me that they're not as good as Jolyon Palmer? I don't, I don't get it. I don't get it. Jolyon Palmer should not be in F1. Because he's not got the quality. He's not got the ability to be in the sport. That's just me being brutally honest, and I think Jolyon's starting to realise that himself. So he'll probably do what everyone else does when they get pushed out of F1, and end up at Formula E, which isn't a bad thing because Formula E is a fantastic championship. You've got some real good drivers over there like Nick Heifeld, Buemi. I think Alguersuari was there at one point. Nelson Piquet Jr. The list goes on, really. They've got a good field. So, Jolyon, maybe that's the next step for him. Maybe that can improve his hopes in racing. Because if he stays in F1, he's just going to peter out. He's not going to be what he wants to be. And he's not going to make what he wants to out of professional racing. So he's going to have to leave F1. I don't think he's going to have much choice in that one. And I think Formula E might be the best shout for the guy. So watch this space. If Jolyon gets into Formula E, you watch him. He'll be battling the front runners. But let's go to something completely different. Pierre, I think it is Pierre Gasly, absolute legend. He is a good driver. He comes in today for his Grand Prix debut and absolutely smashes it. He had good speed all day. Yes, I think he finished 13th in the end. But that was his first ever race. He jumped in the car, I think, Friday morning, Thursday, whenever they started practice. I don't watch the practice, so I wouldn't know. And absolutely just straight away knew what he was doing. Straight away had the speed. So you watch him next season. Is he in for the Toro Rosso seat? I very much hope so, because he would be a good signing for Toro Rosso to pick up permanently. Now, let's switch across to Stoffel van Dorn, who had a very good race. That McLaren does not have the pace to finish where he did. I think it was 7th or 8th. Somehow he qualified up there as well. Ended up in 5th at one point in the race. And was just smashing it. He just had so much good speed in a hopeless car. And I'm happy to say he did really well. Stoffel is a very talented driver, and he outshone his experienced teammate Fernando Alonso today. And credit to him, really. He did a good job. He did a fantastic job if you want to go that far. And yeah, McLaren, I can't wait for next season when they no longer have that rubbish, useless Honda engine. They're going to be McLaren Renault next season. That is a lot to get used to. McLaren Renault. We're used to McLaren Mercedes, McLaren Honda, now McLaren Renault. It's a new one, but I can see it working. I can see McLaren progress into a top 3 team again. So, hopefully so anyway. And then Fernando can be up the front, and Stoffel's got the pace to be up the front too. So that could be an interesting season next year. And at the end of this, guys, there was an incident outside of the race. As soon as the race finished, Vettel was going around on his cool-down lap, I think it's called, and came around. What turn was it? I think it was turn 4 or 5. I don't know how the track works out for their turns. And came around the corner slowly, and Stroll came out wide to try and pick up some access on his tyres. Didn't see Sebastian coming, and basically, I think it might just be down as an incident. It can't be a racing incident because it was outside of the race. But I don't think Seb should have turned in as much as he did, and I don't think Stroll should have wandered right on a left-hander. You know, So, and that took the back axle off Seb's car. His left wheel came flying off and sat on top of the car. And then Pascal Verlion hilariously picks him up afterwards. But it was a very, very good race for Malaysia to sign out on. I enjoyed it anyway. Max Verstappen getting the win, Lewis Hamilton coming second, and Daniel Ricciardo picking up the final podium points position. It was an enjoyable race. And my review on the race really is thank you, Malaysia. It was a fantastic race, and we're gonna miss you. Your track and your unpredictability. Raining once in a while. I think the rain only hit the back of the race this year. As soon as they finished, I seen drops of rain on the camera. So yeah, basically an absolutely fantastic race. I got up really early this morning to watch it. 7 a.m. up this morning, and yeah, it was worth it. I really enjoyed it. Now, next thing, guys, is later on today I will be watching Newcastle and Liverpool, and there will be a reaction video coming up on that. Hopefully, be posted by tomorrow. And I've been Chris12LFC, and I will see you later.